Hey everybody, welcome to Pop Culture Philosophers. I'm Rockin Robbie Billups, and no, I will not stop reviewing movies, especially new horror films. And tonight we're talking about the second Exorcist-themed movie that Russell Crowe has done in the last year. Tonight we're talking about The Exorcism. Yo, I don't want to waste your time. This movie blows. This movie's not good. It's not good. I had incredibly low expectations for this movie. In fact, last night when I was hanging out with my homies, I was telling them, I'm going to go watch this movie tomorrow. It's probably going to suck. That lowers my expectations, so I hoped that this movie would subvert my expectations. Let's dive into it. So this movie, Russell Crowe is playing an alcoholic actor who has ruined his life. He has a wife who died of cancer while he was out chasing tail, chasing the bottom of a bottle, and this is kind of like his comeback picture, and it's like a remake of The Exorcist or some shit, and it has a lot of potential. First of all, let's talk about some pros here. I do think Russell Crowe delivered a really solid performance here. His accent, his body language, everything about what he was doing was subtle and really cool. So he is playing the priest in an exorcism movie, and what happens in the movie, this isn't really spoilers because it's in the trailer. He gets possessed by the demon that they're referencing in the movie. But the movie is mostly about his relationship with his daughter, right? And that's fine. And there's a lot of subtext and thematic material to play with here, including his daughter, including this blossoming romance between her and another actor or PA or something on the movie that they're filming. So it has the potential to be an exorcism movie that is a movie within a movie, right? And we even got Niles showing up. David Hyde Pierce shows up to play the priest in the movie, who is kind of like, I guess, their what's the term? But they're expert, they're on-set expert, right? He's there to give them information about being a priest. So that's kind of like thrown in there as well. But none of it really works. This movie has a lot of potential because it could be a movie within a movie. Like, how meta. You're making a movie about an exorcism and your main actor gets possessed by the demon that you're referencing. But all in all, it becomes a really trite, a really by the numbers kind of movie that just does not work. I would not recommend this movie. My expectations were really low. Not a lot of people in this theater. It just came out this week. The Exorcism is what it's called. If you want to watch an Exorcist movie, watch The Exorcist. And then watch The Exorcist 3, right? And then watch The Exorcism of Emily Rose. Such a good movie. But The Exorcism does not cut the mustard. Not in the slightest. Russell Crowe's performance is really solid. But his journey... So he's like an actor who's got all this baggage in his past. It makes sense why a demon would latch onto him, but they don't really dive into explaining any of that. In fact, I would say that overall, the word I would use for this movie is underdeveloped. It's underdeveloped. Russell Crowe's good in his performance for what he has, but his character is underdeveloped. His daughter is an interesting character. Her love story with the other person on set is interesting, but underdeveloped. David Hyde Pierce, Niles from Frasier, showing up in a movie, playing a priest, is underdeveloped. All the thematic relevance, and is trying to make a bold statement about Catholicism, faith, lack of faith, alcoholism, addiction. It's trying to make a statement about melancholy and depression. It's trying to make a statement like against the Catholic Church and some of the accusations, and especially involving priests and young men. But it doesn't actually develop any of it. Everything in this movie is filled with potential, but never delivers and never develops. It's all underdeveloped. All of the characters, the thematic richness that is inherent in the idea, it's so underdeveloped. I mean, I'm sorry, that's the word I want to use. It's just not a good movie. And I wanted to like it. My expectations were so low. I started watching this movie. Act 1 was really solid. I was on board. I'm down for this dude. He's an actor trying to get back into a film role that's going to like help set him over the edge. Something he can really sink his teeth into. The director of the film is the dude who gets his ass kicked at the end of Dazed and Confused. I want to say it's Adam Goldberg. Let me look that up and make sure that's true. Yes, Adam Goldberg, who I love as a performer, is the director in the film. He's probably my favorite performer in the film. His character is not underdeveloped, right? But the rest of them are. And Sam Worthington's in this movie. And I knew he was in the movie. I saw him in the movie. But after the movie, I was like, was he really in the fucking movie? There, Adrian Pasdar or Pascal or whatever, the fucking dude from Near Dark. He's in Top Gun. He was in Heroes. He's in the fucking movie. He gets a main credit. Why? He's in the very fucking beginning on something that's not really fully explained. There was so much potential in this movie, y'all, and it just fell flat. DOA, not good. Within a Violent Nature, I may not have liked the movie. I may have thought it was slightly boring, or I should say mostly boring, but I understand that they're trying something different there. And there's an element of me that enjoys that more. The Exorcism sucks. It sucks. It's a bad movie. It's got decent performances from most. A really solid performance from Russell Crowe and from David Hyde Pierce. But those characters are so underdeveloped. Is there more on the cutting room floor or some shit? There's something missing in this movie. And what it is heart and a desire to make something like meaningful. Like I don't know. It has a lot of potential. I love the concept of an exorcism movie where they're filming a movie about an exorcism and they know that they're leaning into the exorcist bits, but an actual demon possesses one of the main actors. I think that's a really cool idea. The main character being an alcoholic who had just recently lost his wife, who had a bad relationship with his daughter, who's trying to understand who she is and her sexuality. That's a lot of potential there that they just kill it. They just kill it. Act 2 starts and it gets dull and boring and by the numbers, and Act 3 is some bullshit, to be honest with you. Not a good movie. I would not recommend it. Do not watch The Exorcism. In fact, if you ever get tempted, like if it shows up on Amazon Prime or Peacock or Shudder or some other bullshit like that, like fucking skip it. Watch The Exorcist again. Watch The Exorcism of Emily Rose. Watch Legion, aka The Exorcist 3, second greatest psychological thriller of the 90s. Watch fucking anything else. Do not watch The Exorcism. And if you do watch it for the first like 20 minutes. And then just like fill the rest of the movie with your own head canon, because it will be better than what the movie actually was. I call it as I see it, but I'm no expert in film reviews, of course. But out of 5 possible you digs, I would give this movie 1. Half a you dig because they made a fucking movie, and half a you dig for the performances of Russell Crowe and David Hyde Pierce, even though their characters are underdeveloped, and maybe even a 0.000069 for the music, because the music's not bad, but doesn't influence the movie enough, if that makes sense. So, yeah, 1 out of 5 you digs for The Exorcism. I thought the movie sucked. What did you think? Let me know in the comments down below.